Tsunami Studios.
Before we get started, there's a couple of things I'd like to say. This review, if you could call it a review, I don't like calling my stuff reviews because I like to think of it more as a discussion. I'm talking with you guys in an open format about what I think about a book or a movie or a TV series, so I hesitate to call it reviews unless it's like straight up review in the title of my thumbnail or my video. This is opinion based. Everything you've seen me talk about, all these books, they're on my opinion. If you don't agree with me on the way you view a product or an idea or even a story, any of that shit, it's okay. If you're here just to tune in to see what I think, I'm telling you now, it's an opinion. You don't have to agree with me. I'm not going to get mad if you don't. If you want to say something to me in the comments, go ahead. I'm not going to take it personally. Art moves people in different ways. If it moves you to say something bad, that's fine. It's an opinion. Don't get mad. Three Jokers, Batman 3 Jokers, the story that was supposed to come out 4 years ago but was pushed back for reasons we don't really understand, just like Doomsday Clock. I can't help but think both of those properties would have had more impact if they came out the time they were supposed to. And I think Doomsday Clock was supposed to come out, I think, in 2018, but then it got pushed back a lot. This was supposed to come out in 2016, because after Darkseid War, we figured out what the thing was up with the Three Jokers. So this was pushed back a lot, and I don't really know the details as to why, and we don't need to know the details as to why. We're just looking at the medium here. So what is presented in front of us is an overextended book. I can't remember the exact amount of pages in it, but it's the prestigious format. It's a black label book. It's going to be closer to the question book or some of the other ones that have more pages than the 20 pages that are given to us. And it's just, I don't know. I was thinking about this book a lot after I read it. I don't think I like the book that much. There are certain things about it I thought were enjoyable. First off, the artwork is fantastic. There's nothing like this artwork. Jason Fabok, I mean, he is fantastic. His style is great. It's crisp. It looks dark. He draws this universal look for every character. You look at his Batman, you're like, that's a Batman I could see anywhere. That seems like the idealistic version of Batman. Same with his Joker, same with his Gordon, same with his Jason Todd, same with his Barbara Gordon. The way he draws these characters, it feels like the amalgam of all those other characters mashed together. It looks like how everyone would view those characters just in their head. I think it looks fantastic. Great stuff there. I think the story's a little bad. I'm not saying it's terrible. I don't want it to be like, oh, I hate the story. It's interesting, and it just makes me think, did we really need this story? Because, I mean, every story has to fight for their purpose of existence, right? That's why we read a story. Should this exist for a reason? I don't think this should exist. First off, if this came out in 2016 or 2017 when it was supposed to, if it was on track then, I think its existence would be a little more revered, just because it's like, this is a great idea that shows exactly what Geoff Johns wanted to do in that time. In the current climate of things at DC Comics, this book doesn't really have a place in continuity, but maybe back then it would. And that kind of sucks, because I think this was in continuity, it'd hold a lot more reverence in my heart, but it's not. It doesn't feel like it's in continuity. The characters aren't wearing the costumes they're wearing now or when this book was supposed to come out, so I don't know where it takes place, and I feel like that was a choice that had to go back and be fixed because of all the delays. I think that's what that was. I will say the beginning of this book, where it starts, where we're having all our three main characters here, Bruce Wayne, Barbara Gordon, and Jason Todd, and seeing how they were all affected by each version of the Joker, just seeing what happened to them, the scars and the brutality across Bruce's back and his shoulders and his arms. The bullet wound on Barbara, just the shot in the back of the head, or I say shot, the crowbar smashes and the scars left on the back of Jason's head. There's something really cool about that, and you just see how these different versions of the Joker has affected each of these people. That's a cool place to start this book. I think that's better than what we actually saw, just because that was really enjoyable. I'm just like, yes, these are the three characters in the DC mythos who've arguably been affected by Joker the most, and we're seeing how that comes from there. Other than that, I don't like a lot of the story we saw, and I don't want to I'm not going to talk bad about it, because I think there is some good stuff here. It doesn't feel like a world-ending event, which I really enjoy. It feels like here is kind of like a detective story. There are some people that are murdered all across Gotham City at different places, but each one of these places there's an eyewitness saying they saw the Joker there. So suddenly it's like, who is right? Which one's the real Joker? Is there copycats going around? Is there imposters coming around? Of course there is. There's a bunch of Jokers. And then it's kind of like, we have to resolve this crime. What is really going on here? So all of our characters meet up kind of at the Ace Chemical building, and you just see there are some people who were like affected with the acid that have turned into like lookalikes of the Joker. Which leads me to think again, and here's something, I don't know if this will be true or not, but here's something I just want to say. If you touch the Joker acid, does that mean you become the Joker lookalike? Does it turn your hair green, you get pale skin, your lips turn red? I think that's what it's hinting at here. I don't want to specifically say that in case it's not, but I feel like that's what's being hinted at here. And if that's the case, I will go out on a limb right now and say there are more than 3 Jokers running around. I think we have the main Joker, who we'll say he's the classic Joker. He's the one from, like, you know, the laughing fish stuff, your classic Joker. He's our main Joker. He's kind of creating all these other Jokers just because he's insane. I'm going to go on a limb and say that's what's going on there. The real Joker is the first Joker. That's what I'm saying. We'll have to see what happens. And then we're just figuring out the crime. You know, Jason shows up, and I like this kind of too. We're just seeing all the way the characters interact. You see the way Jason is just willing to like attack or go after one of the surviving guys who got burned with the acid, and just the way Bruce and Barbara are like, you can't do it this way. We're trying to save this guy's life. You could literally send him into cardiac arrest with the way you're attacking him. But Jason, I think more than any other character, should be the most pissed off. And I like that he is the most pissed off, because that's what he always should be. He's the angry one. He should be pissed off at Bruce and the Joker for what happened to him. So we go, I don't even know where we go next. We go to like this aquarium area, and all the fish have the laughing smile on. All our characters are like, this is weird. This is really different for the Joker. I don't really understand what's going on here. And then there's the big laughing shark. That's pretty cool. What a great piece of art. I cannot speak praises to the artwork enough. It looks fantastic. Very clean stuff. Very enjoyable stuff too. And then they are attacked by Gaggy. Remember Gaggy? Because I sure as hell didn't. I haven't thought about Gaggy ever, I think. I knew who the character was, but I've never thought about him. So I'm like, okay, thanks, Geoff. I needed this reminder. That's great. And that also leads to the idea that, yeah, the classic Joker is kind of the one leading the other ones here. I don't want to like say which the specific Jokers are, because I don't know, but we got the classic one, who I'm saying is the ringleader. We do kind of tease that there is the Killing Joke one, because Barbara was shot, and the like our original Jokers like to him, oh, you're just a failed comedian. So there's obviously that Joker, and then the third one, I'm gonna say is maybe like from the 70s or something, like just on the fringes Joker of becoming crazy. I don't know, but we'll just have to see there. It's just weird because this book wouldn't exist, and I know it's weird to say that, but this book wouldn't exist without the Killing Joke, without death of the family, or death in the family. Like, those things made this possible just because those are like the big moments the Joker did to the Bat family. So I don't know if that was, I don't know. Like, this, the reason this book exists I don't think matters, because it's just not interesting. Like, I would put it on the level of something like The Killing Joke. I would. I think it's right up there where you're one issue in. You could put it next to The Killing Joke and have it be like something people revere later on. But reading it from this perspective, I'm like, I don't really care what's going on here. There's nothing that's piquing my interest or has me at the edge of my seat when I'm reading it. I'm like, okay, this is a good story. You're doing Jason, you're doing Barbara. Here's the versions of the Joker. Gaggy's attacking them. That's kind of cool, but I'm not sold on what this story is or why it's supposed to exist. It's just here. I'm reading it. I do think this book was overhyped, just because it's Geoff Johns, it's Jason Fabok. Like, there's some great writers and artists in this book, and we're telling a good story about the Joker. Not continuity anymore, delayed the hell out of, and suddenly it's just not that exciting or interesting. Like, not a lot happened. So they fight Gaggy, he gets eaten by the shark, and suddenly they capture this. Is it the ringleader Joker? I don't even know. There's just too many of them. I said this before too, and I will say it here. I'm not a fan of the Joker. I do not like the character. I think he's overused in modern DC comics, and even back in the day he was overused. I don't think he's a cool villain. I don't like seeing him. I didn't enjoy his movies. Once you did everything you did with Heath Ledger in that role, nothing good has came out of the Joker after that, so that's where I rest on that character. Two-Face is the best Batman villain. So we capture one of the Jokers, and we just kind of get like the interrogation scene with Barbara and Jason, and they're just talking to him, and he's like, this is the Joker, So this is why I think there's the laughing fish one, who's the original one. There's the Killing Joke, and then there's the one that killed Jason Todd. And the one they captured is the one that killed Jason Todd. And this is the one that they're just talking like, yeah, I killed you. I did. And you know what you said when you're dying? I'll do anything you want. Please, please. I'll be your Robin. And then you did become my Robin. You took up my mantle. You literally became everything you are. And that was an okay moment. I did like, because this is everything I talk about with the Joker. I like that Jason just straight up kills him. And that Barbara's like, you can't do that. But she didn't stop him. She missed on purpose, supposedly. So I like that a lot. But it also just brings the fact that this guy has no identity. We know he's just a monster that exists in the world. Jason should have killed him. And Joker should have stayed dead. I know he sells books, but the Joker should literally be dead, because Jason would have killed him by now. He wouldn't wait this long. So that always upsets me. So yeah, Jason finally kills the one of the Jokers in this book, but there's 2 more, and probably more, because in the variant covers we're teasing the endgame Joker might be showing up. I don't care. I don't really like what's happening here. There's some okay moments, and I will say that, but other than the artwork, there's not a lot to like save this book from just being another bland Joker story later on down the line. And I think that's kind of sad, because you hyped this up to be something bigger than that, and the next big thing in comic books, 300,000 pre-orders I think they said, but it's not going to get there. It's not going to be that next big thing. It could be a Killing Joke that could be revered later, but chances are it's just going to be another one that fades into obscurity. So Batman 3 Jokers #1. That's my opinion, and I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Now, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, Patreon, Twitter, all that good stuff, and I will see you in the next one. Have fun, stay safe, good luck.